today I was planning on just doing a straight text post. And then like every Sunday, I'm doing all the maintenance on the house and I'm deep in thought. And I end up coming up with something that I want to share with you all that just is better said on video than it is text. So also on the deep in thought point, shout out to Thatcher. I saw that tractor. That thing is a machine. That's a beast. I've only got an acre here, so that would be probably overkill for this property. But the point is, I would get some deep thought in on that tractor. So I hope you enjoyed that this afternoon. Guys, the point for the video today is super simple. I'll try to keep this short. Are we considering the avatar in which we're consistently talking to? Are we considering the avatar in which our marketing is intended for? And are we doing that consistently and thoroughly? Is that top of mind for us? And I think about that a lot. And I think about that specifically with LinkedIn. Marketers Company, MCO, we work with a lot of different clients, all around finance, but around the industry. And I'll provide some different examples about how I see people thinking about the avatar and maybe where they're missing. So on the FA level, guys, LinkedIn might not be so much a social media tool for your avatar client, for your prospect, for your niche market, as it is for you. You might not have your ideal client showing up on LinkedIn to use it as social media, to engage and like and read stuff and enjoy themselves and take a break. They might not be doing it for that. They're probably using LinkedIn as a utility because they're between 40 and 56 and they know that that's a good place to maybe look for jobs. So are you meeting them on LinkedIn with that voice, with that intent, like knowing why they're there? I haven't seen a whole lot of, people sharing about job transitions, what to look for or things to consider when transitioning jobs in your earning years. That's the kind of stuff that those people might be considering. They might not be thinking so much about some of the certain specific topics that you might be sharing, so keep that in mind. When I think about the firms and the mutual fund companies and the ones out there selling products, the FAs that you're targeting are on LinkedIn to pick up clients. They're not on there to find new funds, right? So firms, mutual fund companies, asset managers, when you guys are advertising or promoting or showing up on LinkedIn, as the employees are showing up on LinkedIn, are you guys keeping in mind that the FAs that you're targeting could use help growing their business because that's why they're on LinkedIn in the first place? Are you putting out practice management, marketing advice, things that would help them in their business, or are you just attempting to stuff product down their throat? That's something to keep in mind. And the irony of this is when I think about marketers, right? Myself, marketers, when you're on LinkedIn, when you show up to LinkedIn, are you considering that 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10 of the people that are consuming your message are actually marketers at firms that your service would take their job? Maybe not actually put them out of work, but your service is something they should probably be doing anyways. They're not necessarily passing that on to their boss. That's not being met with open arms, right? You telling another marketer that they need to do their job better, or they could hire your firm to do it better, isn't going to go over well with a mid-level employee. You need to be trying to get in front of the senior VP, the decision maker, to do that. So that's something just to think about for all of us. FAs, mutual fund companies, asset managers, wholesale firms, on the consultant side, right? The consultancy firms, you're out there attempting to help companies grow their business. And are you meeting those employees with the content that tackles and addresses their pain points while they're on LinkedIn knowing that maybe they're on LinkedIn because they're unhappy with their job. Right? All these things you got to keep in mind. So that's a big one. Keeping your avatar in mind at all times, and keeping your avatar in mind specifically on this LinkedIn platform that we've all gotten really good at using. Right? We're not here for 52 likes from our colleagues. That does us no good. Ironically, I'll say this, and I bet a lot of you guys would agree with this, is a lot of the stuff that you put out that addresses a real pain point in your niche market that might not get the most engagement, comments, likes, whatever, oftentimes delivers the most amount of potential business through DMs and emails on the back end. Because the people who you're addressing, that you hit them with a pain point, you hit them with something specific that they're dealing with in real time, and they might not actually want to like it because, one, they know how that liking that pain point shows up in the feed. It says, Tom Jones liked, and then Tom Jones works with X people or X amount of people, and they see that Tom Jones liked that, and they know that's a pain point, right? That there's some psychology there. But what happens is if you address and talk specifically to your avatar client, a lot of times what happens is you get a DM or an email or a follow-up, a connection request, and all that conversation starts to happen behind the scenes. I know personally, and I know Ryan would agree with me, that some of our most successful business growth moments on LinkedIn come from the content that doesn't get the most engagement, but it comes from the content that drives the deepest point. Keep that in mind. Happy Sunday. Before I end this, guys, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the Unfiltered podcast with Corey Keating. I'll link that below. Other than it being a shameless plug on a Sunday night here, it's just a really good way to consume content passively. You guys know me. I'm always just kind of giving you guys stuff like this, right? And this is the kind of stuff that I'm putting on that podcast. And it's audio. It's very simple. You put it on. It's, you got 7 or 8 minutes while you're doing some work, and I'm addressing something that might speak to you. On top of that, I try to have some interesting guests on, and just kind of a good podcast to have in the feed. So Unfiltered with Corey Keating, I will link that below. And, bear with me over the next couple of weeks. I have a shitload of content that I'm just going to be kind of flooding the market with. Probably not ideal. I know I should probably space it out and play the algorithm game, but there's just so much we have going on behind the scenes and so much content that we've been curating that, I'm almost afraid to just hold on to it. I just want to get it out. So, bear with me as you start to see that come out. Hopefully it helps. Hopefully it addresses some of the things that, I love giving this shit out for free because I think that so many people can find value in it. I know I find value in a lot of free content out there. And if what I can put out provides you guys value and gives you enough that you don't need to pay for it, that's terrific. And on the flip side, if it gets you to a point where you're like, shit, if this is what he's saying for free, I would love to work with these guys because God knows what I would get with them if we were paying them. So there's always that. But cheers. Hope you all had a great weekend. Look forward to a week ahead. Keep your avatar in mind. Always, try your best. This isn't a vanity game. It's not about 52 likes and 17 comments. It's you're here for business. We're doing this all for business. It's fun too, of course, have some fun. But the point is, if you're out there to grow your business, keep your avatar in mind, keep them top of mind, and think about how they would receive the message you're about to put out. Cheers, guys. Talk soon.